I am such an awesome guy. I make so many videos.
Hello there, Price of Reason here with a movie review. In 2020, hot off the heels of their wildly successful Avengers movies for Disney, Netflix decided to lure the Russo brothers to direct The Gray Man, a full-fledged Hollywood blockbuster action movie based on a novel by Mark Greaney. The film stars Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Rege Paige, Jessica Henwick, Alfre Woodard, Billy Bob Thornton, and more. Its plot is pretty simple and straightforward. Ryan Gosling is Agent 6, a former convicted murderer that has been working for the U.S. government for 18 years as a top-secret assassin in the elusive CIA Sierra program. During what seems like a standard hit job, Six's target ends up being Agent Number 4, who also works for the same Sierra program that he does. Before his death, Agent 4 gives Agent 6 a USB drive with top-secret information about Carmichael, a corrupt CIA official who must be taken down. From this moment on, the movie becomes a globe-trotting adventure. With 6 on the run, CIA official Carmichael decides to send Lloyd Hansen, played by Chris Evans, a ruthless freelance assassin, to take 6 out and clean up the mess that Agent 4 has created. Without doing a full spoiler, let's just say that after a lot of non-stop action sequences, by the end of the movie, Agent 6 handles the threat, and for the most part, the movie seems to end on a positive note, open for potential sequels and spin-offs. Now, I'll start with the parts of the movie that I liked. The Russo brothers know how to competently shoot and direct action scenes fitting for a high-budget blockbuster. The film looks good and doesn't feel cheap. It's also fast-paced and breezy, which makes sense for this type of genre, so it never drags or weighs you down. Unfortunately, even though it's not the worst action movie ever made, I couldn't help but feel somewhat disappointed with the end result. Sometimes, even in a quick-paced action movie, you need to have certain story beats, or at least a bit of character development, in order to become emotionally invested in what you're seeing on screen. But this movie is so rushed that it forgets to let the characters and the story breathe. And since you're never really invested, everything just feels low stakes, which is a shame, because with a more tightly written script, I do think this movie could have had real potential. Another issue, directly tied to this one, is that there are just too many characters in this movie, and the Russos spend too much time trying to let them individually shine. I know the Russos have a good track record of working with ensemble casts in the MCU, but most of those cast members had solo movies prior. If you introduce too many characters in one 2-hour movie, there's just no way you can give them any real personality or identity. I suspect part of the reason for this mishap is because Netflix wanted an instant franchise, so they lobbied for more characters. But sometimes it's better to put in the work and let franchises build up more gradually and more organically. For example, even a successful action franchise like Fast and Furious had a relatively small first movie about a Los Angeles crime gang. At that time, nobody was even thinking about a franchise, let alone driving cars in outer space. Another issue that I have, and this may surprise people, is the casting of the 2 main leads. Ryan Gosling is a decent enough actor, but to me, he's always lacked natural likability, and therefore, he's not a good fit for a good guy protagonist in an action movie. He never seems lively or interesting enough to make you especially like him. Even during the very few moments where he attempts to crack a joke, his comedic delivery feels forced, unconvincing, and lackluster. Try and compare Gosling's action man performance here to iconic ones by Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, and Will Smith in their prime, and you'll see that he's nowhere near that league. Now, I know the ladies like Gosling and that he can perhaps do more dramatic roles, but to me, he always has this kind of odd facial expression, as if someone just laid a fart in his presence. If it's any consolation to Gosling, though, I think that Chris Evans was even more miscast here. For some reason, I just don't buy him as a murderous villain at all. I don't know if it's his silly mustache, his dopey vibe, or lack of acting skills, but he always comes off as though he's trying too hard. I never feel like he's a menace to any of the other characters, even when he's killing them. And if your main antagonist seems silly and your main protagonist seems subdued, it really hurts the movie, especially in the action genre. Rege Paige, Jessica Henwick, and Ana de Armas are better cast in their roles, but none of them really stand out to me, maybe because we never really learn much about their characters to actually care about them. Out of the three, though, I do think that Ana de Armas tries the hardest, and she also looks nice, so I do appreciate the effort. Billy Bob Thornton and Alfre Woodard are seasoned veteran actors, and they both do their absolute best with the relatively little screen time they are given. I think the movie may have benefited from seeing more of them. On a final casting note, in the third act, we're introduced to yet another assassin played by Indian actor Dhanush, and I feel that he's really wasted here. I actually think his casting was right, but we see so little of him that he just doesn't get a chance to leave much of an impact. It becomes especially obvious during one moment when his character does something interesting and unexpected, but with so little story build-up for that moment, it just feels random and unexplained, which is a shame, because I would have easily unloaded Chris Evans from this movie to give this guy a bigger role. To sum it up, this is a serviceable enough movie, and there are certainly worse ways to spend a couple of hours than watching this at home on Netflix, but it stops short of being great or even very good. I suppose it's just okay, but you're likely to forget it the second that it's over, and also likely to never watch it again. If you like this review, feel free to click on that subscribe button and that wonderful notification bell. Thanks for watching, my friends. Thank you, and good day.
I am such an awesome guy. I make so many videos. From